In this video, I'm going to be installing our new fuel regulator, testing the entire fuel system for leaks, and installing our oil catch can. This is a fuel pressure regulator, and I'm going to mount that right here on the firewall. Fuel comes from the tank, gets pumped through our fuel pump in the front back here, comes into the fuel pressure regulator, out to the carburetor. Now I was going to put this up front right next to the fuel pump, but a lot of people gave me some really great advice that it should be back here as close to the carburetor as possible, and that makes sense after I thought about it. Because a lot can happen with the pressure between way up there and the carburetor. Now before I bolt this on, I first need to put in a fuel line bulkhead connector like this down below. Now I need to drill a hole for that bulkhead fitting, and this is as good a place as any. Wait, is there anything behind here? Nope, we're all clear. I think I have to go a tad bit larger than what this drill bit's going to allow. Let's take a look. Yep, just a hair bit. That's it. All right, let's get that on there. I did put a little bit of Loctite on these threads where these nuts are. Make sure they don't back out. I'm going to leave that loose a little bit until I figure out what I'm going to do with the hose. Well, I just have this fuel regulator just hanging there temporarily for right now, but that's pretty much where it's going to go. So you see I've got a bit of a jog out and then up. So I am going to put the hose on here on this compression fitting and then measure that to fit up in here. Hopefully I'll be able to make that jog out and up without too much trouble. Okay, got that hose on. Now I can mark it where I need to cut to be it right there. Now I'll mark the holes up here for the bracket for the fuel regulator, and I'll be all set here anyways. Then I have to plumb from back here down to my fitting on the original fuel line. But yeah, let's get those holes marked. Now before I go any further and possibly screw this up, I'm going to make sure I can get an Allen wrench on there. Yes, okay, because this right here is where you make the adjustment for the fuel pressure. So yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay, this is all done here. Now I can concentrate my efforts running the fuel line from the existing steel line up behind this bulkhead fitting. Now it's pretty dark under here, so the video camera is not going to pick it up very good. So here's some pictures. But at the end of the factory steel line, I have a special stainless steel compression by male iron pipe adapter. This isn't actually just a normal compression adapter. This is actually, instead of just one big ferrule that compresses, it's actually in two pieces, and that grips the pipe, the steel line, a lot better than just a normal compression ring. I have this adapter on it. Now I can put a hose on the end of it and then measure it and cut it to fit up to that bulkhead fitting. So now I'm just trying to figure out a good way to route this so it's not touching anything or in the way. All right, cut it and put an end on it. Now I'm going to test the fuel system for leaks. I figured it's best to do it now then after the engine is in the car and then have to scramble, I don't want any trouble on the day that we put that engine in. I want everything to go as smooth as possible. So I'll throw in a gallon so not too much leaks all over the floor. Hopefully it won't. Now before I turn the pump on, I just want to make sure that there's no obvious leaks. And that looks good. That all looks really good. All right, let's turn on the pump and purge the air out. So I rigged up a pretty ridiculous contraption here, and hopefully I'm not going to get gasoline all over the floor. Suppose I better be looking behind me, huh? Okay, gas is coming out. So now I'm going to plug off that line so it builds pressure. Well, the test you just saw was actually the second test. The first one failed miserably. It turns out that these little compression fittings did not work on our stock steel line. Now, I've used these before on VW brake lines and fuel lines on the Baja, and they work perfectly, but for some reason, they do not want to fit on here. They are made for a 1/4 inch pipe or line. The lines on here are a tiny bit smaller, but like I said before, they work fine on the other ones that I've used them, but not here. So I had to go back to rubber line, barbed fittings, and hose clamps. Just little sections. The entire fuel system is done from the tank all the way back to here. The only thing we have left to do is to run a line out of the regulator to the carburetor, but we won't do that until the engine is actually in the car. Now, on to the last thing I'm going to get done today, I think, and that is put the oil catch can in. Now, if you remember, at the end of Series 1, where we built the engine for this thing, we put the engine in Seward Speed Shop's drag car, and it's still in there, so I'm really lucky I was able to get some photographs and some measurements to see the clearances around the engines to pick a good spot for our oil catch can. And that is going to go right there. Just have to drill some holes. Come on, get in there. Not exactly the easiest bolt to get to. Now getting that nut on the backside is going to be a chore. So here's a little trick. A lot of you probably already know this. Take a little piece of blue tape, a socket, take your nut, and that tightens that nut in there really good. It's not going to fall out. So now I can go back in here and put it on. All right, there we go. All right, stick a fork in it because I think it's done. The lines going into our catch can are coming from both valve covers, so we won't install those lines until the engine is in the car. I put some deck lid standoffs on it. It's going to be propped out about like this. At first, I had it on there and I didn't like the look at all, so I made this little bracket down here to open up the bottom a little bit too. I'd like to say I'm going to come back and pretty that up, but I probably won't. It's probably going to be like that next time you see it. I've got a prop that holds the deck lid open on its own. And I also converted it over to alternator use. That was pretty simple. You just bypass the generator voltage regulator inside. Something else I was able to get done today was get this rubber seal in around the engine compartment. It goes in this channel, and a lot of people will try to slide it through that channel and in. That is a huge pain in the ass. Adam at Seward Speed Shop gave me a really great tip. What you do is you put in the bottom of that lip inside that channel, and then at the top you take a pry tool like this and you slowly go around and you push the top bead in, and that works awesome. So with any luck at all, in the next episode we're going to be over at Seward Speed Shop and starting to work on this. We have to get this old transmission out, get the new transmission in, build a Kafer bar for it. We are going to put in the new bushings on the swing arms and all new axle bearings and seals, and eventually get that monster turbo motor in here. As always, if you like this video, hit that like button, leave a comment down below or a question, whatever, and we hope you consider subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.